already. He's off the... Mufasa, he off the... I can't use him for the fantasy no more because my friend is off. So I gotta find somebody else. Gotta go back to Lenny Kravitz. Looks like there's a new couple in Hollywood. Aaron, Pierre, Teyana. Aaron, Pierre, that's Tayana.
It all started on what was supposed to be just another fun, casual night. Tayana Taylor had gone live on Instagram, doing what she always does best, connecting with her fans in a way that feels raw, real, and effortless. She was laughing, answering questions, vibing to music, radiating the same energy that has made her so loved for years. To anyone scrolling through their feed, it looked like nothing more than another lighthearted moment in Tayana's world. But behind the smiles, something was brewing. And before the night was over, everything would shift, because while Tayana was live, her partner, Aaron Pierre, was making a move of his own. And it wasn't a sweet surprise. It wasn't a supportive shout-out. It wasn't a gesture of love. It was an unfollow, a cold, deliberate unfollow right in the middle of her IG live. And it didn't take long before the entire internet knew. The way it unfolded almost didn't feel real. Fans tuned into the live stream started noticing something strange in the comments. Little whispers popped up. Wait, did Aaron just unfollow her? At first, it sounded like trolling. People are always looking for drama, always ready to stir the pot. But then the screenshots came in. Receipts. Fans began posting side-by-side captures of Aaron's following list just minutes before compared to that very moment. And sure enough, Tayana's name was gone. The chat on her live exploded. What had been filled with heart emojis, song requests, and playful banter instantly turned into chaos. Thousands of comments started spamming the same thing. Aaron just unfollowed you. Girl, check your man. It's over. Some begged her to look at the comments. Others debated whether it was real or not. But no matter how you looked at it, the energy had shifted completely. And here's the thing, Tayana noticed. You could see it in her eyes. For just a split second, she paused. Her smile faltered, her laughter softened, and she looked distracted. She tried to keep going, tried to push through, but the weight of what was happening was impossible to ignore. Imagine standing in front of thousands of fans, performing happiness, while realizing in real time that your partner has just made a statement to the world, a statement that might mean the end of everything. That single unfollow wasn't just a click. It was a message. It was Aaron saying, without words, this is done, and the timing couldn't have been more brutal. To do it during her live stream, with the world watching, was like twisting the knife in public. As soon as the live ended, the internet caught fire. Twitter blew up within minutes. Hashtags started trending. Hashtag it's over now. Hashtag Aaron unfollows Teyana. Hashtag girl move on. Memes poured in. Some mocked the situation. Others expressed heartbreak on Tayana's behalf. TikTokers even recreated the moment, pretending to be on live and then realizing their partner had just unfollowed them. It wasn't just news. It was culture. Some fans were furious at Aaron. They called it childish, disrespectful, unnecessary. They argued that no matter what was happening behind the scenes, humiliating Tayana in front of the world was cruel. Others defended him, saying unfollowing someone is simply setting boundaries. Maybe he was tired of living in her shadow, tired of the constant public drama. But no matter which side you were on, one thing was clear. This wasn't just a private breakup anymore. This was a spectacle. And Tayana, she didn't release a statement. She didn't hop on live to explain herself or confirm anything. She didn't need to. Instead, she spoke the way she often does, through cryptic posts. On her Instagram stories, she shared quotes about peace, about letting go, about not forcing someone to stay. To her fans, those words said everything. They weren't random. They were her way of admitting what everyone already knew. It was over. The heartbreak was written between the lines. For years, people have watched Tayana give her heart openly, sometimes to men who didn't protect it the way they should have. They've seen her try, fall, pick herself back up, and try again. So this unfollow wasn't just about Aaron. It was about all the love stories that ended too soon. All the moments she gave and didn't get back. Her fans weren't just angry at Aaron. They were protective of her. They wanted her to be loved the way she deserves, not discarded with the click of a button. Meanwhile, Aaron stayed silent. No tweets, no captions, no clarifications. But silence doesn't erase actions. And fans noticed everything. They noticed when his Instagram bio suddenly changed, removing subtle references to love. They noticed the shady posts he liked, posts hinting at freedom, at moving on, at not being tied down. Every detail was dissected. Every move turned into evidence. Was he sending another message? Doubling down on the unfollow? Or simply retreating from the spotlight? The fan divide deepened. One camp saw Aaron as cold and heartless, a man who couldn't respect the woman who stood by him. The other saw him as someone finally taking control, finally stepping out of a dynamic they believed wasn't healthy. And in the middle of all this noise, Tayana and Aaron's private lives became everyone's entertainment. But here's the bigger question. Why does an unfollow matter so much? Why does a single click send shockwaves? It's because in today's world, the unfollow has become symbolic. It's not just removing someone from your feed. It's a declaration, a way of saying, I no longer want to be connected to you publicly. And when you do that in the middle of your partner's life, it's no longer a personal choice, it's a performance. That's why this story hit so hard. It wasn't just about Tayana losing a follower. It was about Tayana losing the image of a relationship she was still holding onto. It was about Aaron choosing to end things not in private, but in front of thousands of witnesses. It was about how modern love collapses not behind closed doors, but on timelines and news feeds, and that's what makes this moment unforgettable for fans. It's not just gossip. It's a reflection of how fragile love feels when the whole world is watching. One minute you're laughing with your fans. The next, your relationship is unraveling in real time. The same internet that once celebrated you as a couple now celebrates your split with hashtags and memes.so. Where does this leave them? For now, it feels final, like the last page of a chapter no one expected to end so soon. The signs are all there. The unfollow, the cryptic posts, and most telling of all, Aaron's silence. Not just any silence, but a deliberate, deafening kind. One that doesn't ask for explanation because it is the explanation. This isn't some quiet falling apart behind closed doors. This breakup feels public, loud, messy in its own subtle way. It doesn't need to be confirmed. The silence is confirmation enough. But if there's one thing we've learned from love stories lived under the spotlight, it's this. Nothing is ever truly over until it is. Celebrity romances follow different rules. They don't end quietly, and they rarely stay ended. Sometimes breakups stick, creating space for healing, growth, and peace. Other times, they're temporary storms, intense but short-lived, that clear the air for a reunion. And sometimes breakups aren't the end at all, but a turning point toward even messier, more complicated chapters. Because love, especially the kind that blooms in public, doesn't always fade in a straight line. It lingers. It clings to old photos, mutual followers, unseen drafts of messages never sent. It waits in the space between what was and what could still be. Yet no matter what lies ahead, a reconciliation, respectful silence, or something far less clean, one thing is clear: that night changed everything. And what's most striking is that it didn't happen with a fight. There were no shouting matches, no viral videos, no teary-eyed statements. Sometimes it doesn't take an argument to end a story. Sometimes all it takes is a pause, a decision, one simple action, one unfollow. One moment of silence louder than anything else. And now the world watches from the outside, piecing together meaning from every move or lack thereof. Fans speculate, headlines swirl, and everyone is asking the same question. Is this really the end of Tayana Taylor and Aaron Pierre? Or is this just the calm before a bigger storm, the beginning of a second act? The messy, unpredictable sequel no one saw coming? Because the truth is, love stories, especially those lived under the spotlight, are rarely linear. They twist, turn, unravel, and sometimes come back together in ways no one expects. So while this chapter may be closing, that doesn't mean the story is over. Not yet, maybe not ever.